What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Whistlekick, Martial Arts Radio, the world's number one traditional martial arts podcast. I'm Jeremy Lesniak, joined by my great friend, co-host, producer, uh, training associate, co-presenter, Andrew. We wear a lot of hats together. Andrew Adams.
Hey, that's
Nice
me.
being here, man. That is you.
That's
When was the
me.
last time we did this? This
Uh,
feels super rusty.
it's been a
We
while.
we banked a lot of content. Who knows when you're watching or listening to this episode, but we're recording this after a little bit of a recording hiatus for some personal reasons on my end. Andrew, thank you for your grace on that. But for those of you out there, hopefully you never noticed, because you shouldn't have, because we still ran episodes, because we're good like that. Now, this episode, like many of our episodes, carries a sponsor. And today I'd like you to think about martialytics. If you have a martial arts school, you probably fit into one of two categories. You do not use a formalized software offering to manage your school, your students, your payments, and all those things, because you probably think it's too expensive. Maybe you think it's too complicated. This is why we have partnered with Martialytics. I went and found them. They did not find us. I went and found them. It is the least expensive option. It is great. We've talked about it. We've had them on, like great stuff. Or you're in this other bucket of you use the software, but you are not thrilled with it. At the very least, you're not thrilled with the price. Consider Martialytics. If nothing else, they will double your free trial if you tell them that you came through us. And if you want some handholding, if you want to talk to somebody on our team about what we're doing with Martialytics as we build a stronger and stronger relationship with them, you should reach out. You can reach out to me, talk to Victor. Just reach out to me, Jeremy at whistlekick.com, and I'll pass you over to Victor, and he'll talk you through, because that's part of his job. And then the last thing that we want you to do, and we'll tell you more about this at the end of the episode, but we've got this great email newsletter that Andrew and some of the team put together. They do a fantastic job. And that way you get every episode emailed to you right in your inbox. It just shows up, and it's like, here you go. Here's Martial Arts Radio today. And you go, click, watch, or click, listen. And it's fantastic. And as we're getting better and better with that, we're starting to include some other fun stuff that you're not going to get anywhere else. So you should probably do it. And there we go.
And you get a free book.
And you get a free book. I always forget that part. Andrew.
Yes.
It's time.
It's time. It is that time.
It is like we always do about this time.
That's true. We are here to do a word association, martial arts word association. This is the pet edition.
I love pets.
I know you love pets, although you do not currently have a pet right now. Maybe in the future you might.
In the future.
And some of these things. I have a dog. For those that don't have, those who have never met or seen Daisy, we for Marshall Summit, she was at the hotel with us. She was whistle dog for the day.
She was whistle dog.
For the evening, and she'll be. If you want to meet Daisy, you can come stay at the hotel for Marshall Summit this year, because she will be there again.
New event at Summit, the Daisy meet and greet.
I love it. Totally, absolutely. Come to Marshall
the best
Summit.
Attended thing at all the whole week.
Well, she does. Her harness does say free hugs. So
she's such a sweet dog.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So this word association pet edition. Your first word is collar.
I'm going to go a little bit out of where my instincts take me. So my instincts say collar, it's about control. It's not. It's about guidance. It's about boundaries. And in order to keep a dog safe, you put a collar on them. I know very few dogs that don't wear a collar most of the time. I know some where the owners take the collar off when they bring them inside, but if they're outside, they're probably wearing a collar. Now, some of you out there, I'm sure it's different. I don't need to hear from you. I'm just saying, generally, dogs generally wear collars. Cats usually don't wear collars. Why? Because cats do what they want. And if you put a collar on a lot of cats. Actually, no, that's not true. I disagree with that. I take all that back. Cats wear collars too, but they're little. And they have a bell. And there you go. It's guidance. It's guidance in different ways. A dog collar, yeah, maybe there's a rabies tag on it, but you're hitching on and helping them stay safe. I don't know too many people. Most people with pets are good people that are using that collar in an inappropriate, controlling way. So what do we have in martial arts that's similar? Well, it's the rules. It's the rules of the school. And when you start out and when you're training, some of those rules don't make sense. Sometimes you want to compromise those rules. Sometimes you want to go harder when you're sparring than or faster, or you want to use different techniques, or you don't want to wear gear, or you do want to wear gear, or whatever it is. But the instructors are responsible not just for the safety. They're not just trying to control us. Instructors are guiding towards an outcome, whether that's an outcome for the drill, an outcome for the day, an outcome for your journey as a martial artist. And in the same way that the collar allows the owner to better guide, yes, sometimes control, the pet, our adherence to the rules within our training space allows the instructors to help us similarly.
Okay, so that was collar. How about leash that attaches to the collar?
See, it's very different when we talk about a dog or a cat. Because I've put cats on leashes and they don't usually like it. So I'm going to talk about dogs because I can talk about dogs all day because dogs are the best. If you saw my TikTok, you'd be like, dog, 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 goat, dog, 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 karate. I think the best association here is when we think as we think about skill progression, rank progression, but skill progression. Instructors tend to give you a longer leash. You get more freedom. You have more opportunities, but it also carries more risk. The reason respectful advanced ranks don't generally hurt each other when they're banging arms, legs, sticks at a higher speed and with more force is because they have a better understanding of where the lines are. A well trained dog is similar. I've seen plenty of dogs that hold their own leash. They've been trained well. They know what they are supposed to do. I've seen plenty of other dogs where, yes, the owner's holding the leash, but there is plenty of slack in the leash. That's a dog that understands the boundaries that are in front of them. And where I think that becomes important within the context of martial arts training is when we know where our boundaries are, we can work within them. And if you've been to any of the seminars that I do, that is a big portion of it. When we have clearly defined parameters, boundaries, and we work the material within them, we progress much faster than when we don't have boundaries, when we don't have parameters. What happens to a dog that is unsure of the boundaries of their yard or the boundaries within their home or their role within the family dynamic? It can be stressed, sometimes even leading to violence. Boundaries matter.
All right. There's certainly boundaries in this next word, which is dog park.
Dog parks are like Marshall Summit and free training days. You
Okay.
go, you see people that you don't see all the time, you have a good time. Um, it's I would say what we do at Martial Summit and Free Training Days for the people who really love martial arts, and if you really love martial arts, you need to make sure you're checking out what we do with our events. It's the martial arts equivalent of playing in a dog park because there's a bunch going on. You get a lot of choice about do I do this or that or the other. You're hanging around good people. People rarely bring a mean dog to a dog park. The Unfortunately there are quite a few. I don't think it's the majority, but quite a few by count jerks in the martial arts space. They don't come to our events. Jerks don't like hanging out with the rules, the collar, the leash that we have set up at our events. Dogs don't want to leave the dog park. They're like, why can't I stay here? All my friends are here. And at the end of the day, at the free training day, at the end of the weekend at Marshall Summit, this is how people feel. They're like, I have to get in the car and drive away. I have to go get on a plane and fly away. Yeah, unfortunately. Until next time.
All right. I like that. I just had to take Daisy to the vet. So your next word is vet or veterinarian.
What does a veterinarian do? A veterinarian helps us if we were dogs or cats. If we were a pet, the veterinarian is helping us when we need more help than we can provide to ourselves or our owners. So this ends up being one of two things, depending on how we look at it. If we look at it as a martial arts student, it's probably our instructor's instructor. It's another instructor. It's not necessarily someone who is superior by rank. They're not even necessarily superior by knowledge, but they have a different perspective. And plenty of times when the pet owner brings the pet to the vet saying, the dog, the cat needs this. Sometimes the owner says, that's what I thought. They were looking for confirmation. They're looking for some validation to know that they're on the right path. Well, an instructor does that for us quite a bit. The school owner might be looking for something that's different. Maybe that's where a consultant like me, or there's plenty of others out there. This where you're looking for some business advice, some help. Could be, right? The vet has answers that you don't have or aren't sure of.
All right. One of the things you often go to the vet for is your flea and tick medication that you would give to your dog.
It's deodorant. Next.
All right. That's fine.
It is deodorant. It is deodorant. But is there anything more to say? Wear deodorant. If you train with people that are gross and smelly, you as the instructor, it is your responsibility to make sure that the gross and the smelly is dealt with, because you are negatively compromising the training experience of everyone else. And whether you realize it or not, other people are not sticking around as much. It is hurting your school culture. If there's a person, if I say to you right now, hey, do you have a school? Yeah. Do you have a smelly person? If you know who that person is, done. You need to solve it.
Yep.
Because they're not, it's one of three things. It's deodorant, it's their uniform, it's usually those things, or it's diet. There are plenty of people who eat certain things, like don't eat a plate of garlic before you go train with other people. That's rude. Don't eat a plate of insert whatever here before you go train with a bunch of other people. If you want to eat a plate of garlic and beans and cabbage before you go train solo, be my guest. Don't come into my school after that was lunch.
Yep. All right. Next word, crate. Sometimes used to take your animal to the vet, or sometimes just in the house for your animal to go in and out of.
It's like sparring. Most dogs don't like getting in a crate, but it's safer. You don't like this answer, do you?
No, I don't like the sentence you gave, which is most dogs don't like going in a crate. Most dogs, if they are crate Daisy will, we have our crate in our house. It's just open. It's in our bedroom. We have got one in the bedroom and one in the living room, and it's open, and Daisy will just go in there and sleep. Often dogs will find their crate as a safe space.
I think there is better information now, and I think more owners are doing a better job of not making a crate a punishment.
Yes.
I think most owners treated a crate for dogs and cats as a thing that they only get into when they go to the vet So it carries a negative association. So I'll stand by my most. I don't know how, it could be 51%. I think it's more than that. But I think we're saying essentially the same thing. The crate is a place of safety.
Mm-hmm.
Does Daisy go in the crate when there's a thunderstorm?
No, she'll go on my lap.
Right? A lot of dogs look for a place of safety when there's a thunderstorm. For some of them, that's the crate.
Yep.
And that allows them to, let's take it in the context of travel. You put a dog or a cat, especially a cat, into a crate when you're traveling, whether that's on a plane or you're going to a vet, whatever. It is a known quantity. It is a less enjoyable experience, pretty much for everybody involved. But you can do things because of that equipment that you could not do, at least as generally considered safely otherwise. Sparring gear falls into that group. Most people, and I say this, like, we make gear. And for those of you who've been waiting, we have more gear coming. It's long story. We're not going to get into it. I don't like gear. That's why I made the gear the way we did, because it's less annoying, significantly less annoying. But I can do things wearing gear like kick people in the head and be less concerned. And that's a crate.
All right. We talked about collar, but I want to talk specifically about the things you attach on the collar, dog tags, or maybe rabies certifications, whatever. But tags on your collar.
There's no one reason that people put tags on. Sometimes it's decorative. Sometimes it's to help them get home if they get lost. Sometimes it's legal requirements. I think the closest thing we have is like a driver's license. We don't really have that in the martial arts. I mean, we could, the closest thing to that is when people put embroider names on their belts. It's an
Mm.
identifier. If you misplace your belt, somebody's going to know it's yours, right? Because you usually misplace it at the school. If you misplace it at a tournament, maybe not. The belt itself, I guess I'm talking myself into this. The belt itself um, is an identifier. It's an identifier of your rank, roughly correlates to your skill. And I'm pretty sure if you were wandering around, if you were lost, if you didn't know where you were, and you were wearing probably if you're wearing a belt, you're probably wearing a uniform, and you walked up to somebody, they could probably help you get home.
All right. Uh, Pet store.
The pet store is the school, it's the training space because they run the gamut. Some of them are amazing, and I love being there. And the animals are happy, and whether they're selling animals or they're just providing products for animals, it's a place that you want to hang out. And then there are others where you're like, it's gross, it's scary. Um, you can tell from if the animals are even if there are even animals there, you can tell from their body language. Even the ones that they bring in off the street, like somebody brings their dog in to pick out a toy, and the dog is like, ah, you know. I've trained at places like that where nobody wanted to be there. Right? You get
Mm.
the employees that don't want to be there, the owners don't want to be there, the pets don't want to be there, the instructors don't want to be there, the students don't want to be there, the parents don't want to be there. Those pet stores don't last, those schools don't last. At best, they have a lot of turnover and small student counts.
All right. Last word I have for word association pet edition chew toys.
Hmm. It's like a heavy bag.
Oh,
Chew toys are
interesting.
heavy bags, whether it's a stand-up bag or a hanging bag, because what is the dog trying to do? Or even the cat. I've known cats to do this. What
Yeah.
is the pet trying to do with the chew toy? Tear it apart. We tell them not to, but it's what they want to do. And so we're caught in this loop of buying chew toys that are getting progressively more defensible. And when you're hitting a heavy bag, you're trying to beat the tar out of it. And you know what? What is more satisfying than, I know people have done this, snapped the upright off the base of a stand-up bag, or broken the chain, or the bracket comes off the ceiling on a hanging heavy bag. Yeah, you broke it. Awesome. That, who doesn't want to? Sorry, I broke my heavy bag.
That's
That's
yeah.
bragging rights. Same
Yeah.
deal. Every dog I've ever seen destroy a chew toy, you take it away from them, and they're sad, but there's also a little look in their eye. They're like, "Yeah, I did that. I tore that. I tore that apart." Yeah, yeah. I understand that it says no, non-destructible, just no destroy. I'm looking at you, Kong. All the Kong toys are like, your dog can't eat this. It's like I'm holding gross slimy pieces in an hour.
All right. So
That was a
there
lot of fun.
that was our pet edition of Word Association.
If you out there have pets, please email me pictures of all of them, all of the time. I've had people ask me, "Hey, am I sending you too many pictures of my dog?" And the answer is always no. Jeremy at whistlekick.com. You can send me pictures of your dog. That will make me very happy. If you ever have new pictures of your dog, please feel free to send those over to me as well. And for those of you with cats, people don't take pictures of their cats as much. Um, but if you have a cat, I want to see pictures of your cat. If you have pictures of other animals, if you have a mongoose or a horse, I
Or
want
an
to see those too.
or an ocelot.
An ocelot. If you have an axolotl, it lives
I
to be how long, Andrew?
axolotls can live up to 15 years.
If you have a 15-year-old axolotl, Andrew wants those pictures.
No, no. I've got 4-year-old axolotl, 4.5 almost at this point.
Andrew at whistlekick.com. If you're still here, thank you for being here. Thank you for your continued support and spending some time with us. We appreciate it. Andrew and I have fun with these, but the only reason we get the opportunity to have fun with them is because you're here. Thank you to Marshallytics for their support. And if you're interested in Marshallytics for your school, check out the page at whistlekickmartialartsradio.com at the top for our sponsors. You can learn a little bit more about Marshallytics, and you can reach out to us and we'll help you get started with them. And if you have a suggestion for a guest or a topic, let us know. Join the newsletter list at whistlekickmartialartsradio.com. I think that's it. Is that it for today, Andrew?
That's it for
Until
today.
next time, train hard, smile,
Smile
and have a great
and
day.
have a great day.